Hello students, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today we will discuss about the dehiscence of anther and then the structure of the pollen grain. First, dehiscence of anther. Dehiscence of anther. Dehiscence means, students, the rupturing of anther and the releasing of pollen grains from the male gametophyte. Students, as the pollen grains mature inside the anther dries up and the inside wall that divides the anther into two pollen sacs, it also ruptures. As soon as the dryness increases, the cells of endothecum. Endothecum means, I told you in the last session that endothecum is the layer that is present below the epidermis. Endothecum is the layer. Endothecum is the layer that is present below the epidermis. Below the epidermis. What is epidermis? Epidermis is the outermost layer from outside to inside in the anther, and endothecum is the second layer. As soon as the dryness proceeds, the endothecum cells are also dry up and becomes rupture from the outside. When the endothecum ruptures, the longitudinal suture that divides from outside the anther into two parts, it also ruptures and the anther bursts out. Pollen grains fall outside in the air. But this type of dehiscence is not common in all the angiosperms. Some of the angiosperms release their pollen by the opening of lid of the anther. By the opening of lid of the anther. This occurs in Barbaridaceae family. Barbaridaceae family. And in some angiosperms, the whole anther bursts out. Whole anther bursts out. It occurs in Najas. Whole anther bursts out. For example, in Najas. And in some, the outermost layer ruptures, outermost suture ruptures, and the anther bursts out longitudinally. It occurs in longitudinally rupture. It occurs in Cuscuta. It occurs in Cuscuta and Cassia. Cassia fistula. Okay. Next. Next is the structure of pollen grain. What is the structure of pollen grain? Pollen grain. Now the pollens are come out from the anther in the atmospheric air. Now what is the structure of the pollen grain? What are pollen grains? Pollen grains. This is the structure of pollen grains. Pollen grains are globulous in shape. Globulous in shape. Sometimes it may be polyhedral. Sometimes it may be polyhedral. Various types of shapes are present in the pollen grain. This is the outermost structure of the pollen grain. This is the structure of the pollen grain I am drawing here. This is the sectional view of the pollen grain. Sectional view. See, this is the outermost layer of the pollen grain. It is known as exine. This is the internal layer. It is known as the intine. Both of them collectively called sporopollineum. 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 Now, what is the function of exine and what is the function of intine? Exine is the outermost layer of the pollen grain that protect the pollen grains. It consists of pecticellulose. And this is intine. Intine is the innermost layer of the pollen grains. It helps in the formation of pollen tube during the germination of the pollen grain. As soon as this pollen grain reaches the stigma, this intine starts coming out from the exine and make a pollen tube like this. And the generative cell and the vegetative cell starts moving in this. Now, this is the vacuole. This is the germ pore. This is vegetative cell. This is generative cell. This generative cell divides into two nucleus and forms haploid gametophyte, and these gametes help in the fusion of the gamete with the female gamete and result in the formation of fusions. This is the structure of the pollen grains. Students, pollen grains are, now what is the definition of pollen grains? Pollen grains are haploid, oval structures that are formed by the process of meiosis from microspore mother cell. From microspore mother cells. These are haploid in nature. Now, what is the importance of pollen grains? Students, the importance of pollen grains in the life of angiosperm is very important. And these pollen grains help in the fertilization process of the angiosperm. As soon as it reaches the stigma, it starts forming pollen tube, and this pollen tube forms a way up to the ovary of the flower. And as soon as it reaches the ovary, it enters into the ovule and ruptures. And this pollen tube ruptures. When it ruptures, the nucleus from the pollen grains move inside the female ovule, and where the nucleus of female and the male gametophyte fuses with each other and forms the zygote. This results in the fertilization. Next, what is the importance of pollen grains in? When it enters in our lungs, it causes allergic reactions and bronchitis. And sometimes it may also cause just allergic reactions. For example, the pollen grains of Parthenium, it causes allergic reactions in most of the people. These Parthenium are commonly known as carrot grass. It comes in our India with imported wheat. The seeds of Parthenium comes as imported with wheat in India, and from then now it starts growing Parthenium as a unwanted plant. Now, what is the fate of the pollen grain? What is the fate of the pollen grain? fate of the pollen grain. When the pollen grain come in the air, firstly the main point where it has to reach is the stigma of the female flower. If then by chance it may not go, because all the pollen grains are not move up to the stigma of the female flower. Pollen grains are produced in so large in number, only one or two are move up to the stigma of the same flower. But pollen grains are remain viable in the soil for some time in some species. For example, the pollen grain of wheat may remain viable for 3 months in the soil. 3 महीने तक वो soil में ही पड़े रहते हैं. As soon as they get the suitable substratum, then it starts growing. Some of the species of the pollen grain may become damaged as soon as it come in contact with the soil, and some of the species of pollen grains may remain viable up to many years. For example, the family of Leguminosae. The pollen grains of legumes may remain viable up to many years, but now scientists are trying to conserve the pollen grains up to a long time. Pollen grains may store in liquid nitrogen at -196 degrees Celsius. At 196 degrees Celsius in liquid nitrogen. Pollen grains are always not bad effect on the human being. It also has some advantageous effects on the human being, because pollen grains of some species is used as a nutritive diet in the form of tablets or in the form of liquids. They are consumed by the human beings for completing the nutrition value. They are used as nutritious diet. Now next is the development of male gametophyte. Development of male gametophyte. How male gametophyte develops? It divides. We can study the development of male gametophyte in 2 steps. First, in pre-pollination stage. First is pre-pollination. Second is post-pollination. Post-pollination. First, we can study under pre-pollination. When the male gametophyte develops before the pollination, it is known as precocious development. That occurs before the pollination. It is known as precocious development. See, here it is the pollen. Now I am not going to draw the exine outside. You understand the exine is present. Here germ pore and this is the nucleus. And pollen grain consists of one germ pore, vacuole, and one nucleus. As soon as it starts develop, the nucleus or the vegetative cell divided into 2 parts. The nucleus starts dividing in the next stage. Here the nucleus starts dividing by mitotic division into two parts in longitudinal way, like this, in longitudinal way. In the next stage, they are moved far apart from each other, but with some cytoplasmic connections of calories, but with some cytoplasmic connections that are connected with the calories. But these cytoplasmic connections break up as soon as the development moves further, and both the nucleus move apart from each other, and one starts behaving as vegetative and second starts behaving as generative. And second starts behaving as generative. Now the shape of the pollen grain is like this. Now shape of the again enzyme, enzyme, generative cell, vegetative cell, germ pole, and the vacuole here, vacuole. This is the pre-pollination development. This is known as precocious development. Now the post-pollination development. Post-pollination development means when pollination occurs and after that the male gametophyte starts developing. Pollination, you well know about the pollination. When the anther ruptures and the pollen grains move up to the stigma of the same flower and starts forming pollen tube. In that pollen tube, the development of male gametophyte occurs. After pollination, the intine of the pollen grain start forming the pollen tube. It starts forming the pollen tube, and the nucleus moves up to this pollen tube. Same structure, vacuole, germ pole, but the nucleus moves in this pollen tube. This pollen tube secretes some chemical substances that give a way for the movement up to the ovule through the style of the female flower. This pollen tube continues to grow, and inside it, what is going on? The nucleus starts dividing into two parts, same as we discussed in the pre-pollination process. The nucleus starts dividing longitudinally by mitotic division into two parts. Same, these two cells are interconnected by cytoplasmic connections that is known as the calories. But as soon as the development grows further, it starts dividing into two nucleuses or two cells, and the structure becomes like this. And the structure becomes like this. This is the pollen grain, pollen tube, two cells, one vegetative, one generative, enzyme, intine,